Hey, I'm Brian Heber from Leisure Travel Vans, and today we're going to be talking about the RVC connections and how the Firefly uses that to communicate with the different devices in the coach, such as the transfer switch, the water heater, and other devices inside the coach. So one of the things we can look at here is this is our Firefly LCD screen. In order to remove this screen, we're going to be pushing down on the screen and pulling out. So you're going to push down and pull it out, and as you pull it out, it'll unclip, and it does pull out quite hard at times too, so just be aware of that. So the Firefly system, it works by communicating through what's called an RVC cable. So these are the RVC cables, which you'll see here. So this orange cable will go back to what's called the G12 module, and the G12 module is like the brains of the Firefly system. But notably inside here, behind the LCD panel, you're going to notice that there's going to be what's called the Vega Touch Mirror Bluetooth module. That's what's sending out the Bluetooth signal to your phone. So if you ever have issues with the Bluetooth on your phone, you may need to reset this device. In order to reset that, there is a small button that you need to push in. You might need a paper clip or something, or a toothpick, just to push that button in. Hold that button in for maybe 5 or 10 seconds, and that will reset the module. Once you've reset the module back on your LCD screen, that's when you're going to be going back into the mobile app screen, and you'll see that the Mirror pin will have changed. So you'll have to relog back in using the correct pin number, because that'll reset it back to the factory settings. Another thing you're going to see back here, the Dragonfly hub is the Bluetooth module that communicates with the battery. So that's what's going to be telling you the state of charge. So when you log in using your Bluetooth on your phone, you're going to be logging into your Battleborn app. Once you log into the Battleborn app, it'll be logging into this Dragonfly hub inside here, and it's going to be communicating with your phone to tell you the state of charge of your batteries. So connecting to the Battleborn hub, you'll see that there is a power supply right here. This is a power supply that plugs into the USB-C outlet on the Dragonfly hub, and it's just powered by 12-volt power. So on the back of the Firefly screen, you're also going to notice that there's a USB port right here. That USB port is actually there for updating the firmware on the LCD panel and the overall Firefly system. So if ever you do need to do an update, this is the USB port that you're going to be using to update the G12 and the Firefly system. So when you are doing the update, what you would do is you just unplug this RVC cable. You'll notice that to unplug the RVC cable, there's a little tab right here. You're going to push that tab, pull that apart. Now what you would do is you would plug your USB stick into there with the new firmware. Once you have that plugged in, then you'll just plug the RVC cable back in. You'll hear it clip in place, and then you'll go through the settings on the screen. It'll tell you exactly what needs to be updated. You just make sure you update every file that shows that it needs to be updated. Once you're done, you just disconnect the USB stick and it'll reset. You'll have the new firmware loaded up. To find the firmware on your LCD panel, if you do need to see it, and typically if you do call in for service, that's one of the things that we will ask if you're having issues. So we're just going to go over to the settings screen, and from the settings screen you'll see at the bottom it's the GUI version and the CLC version, or some other ones will say the logic controller version. So just take a look at those two. These are both 6.6. They should both always be the same. So this is something that we're going to ask for if you call in for service, or if you call into Firefly for service. So you'll notice that in some of the systems, you're going to find a G4 common tap. It's basically an RVC splitter is what this is. So what you have here is you'll see that the Mirror module is plugged into this G4 common tap, as well as this line here is going to be going to the G12 module, the brains of the Firefly system. And in this case here, there's also a line bridge, which comes from in this coach particularly, this one will come from the communications for the water heater and the furnace. So all those devices, they come into here, this splits off and it'll go out to the G12. Okay, so to reinstall the screen, we'll just make sure all the wires are tucked back in place. And we'll start with the bottom. We'll just drop the bottom in place, make sure it's all the way in at the bottom, and then push the top in, and you'll hear it clip on the top. And it clicks right back into place there. So the G12 module for the Firefly system, being the brains of it, it is located in different areas throughout the different floor plans that we have. In this case, we're in an MBL, and there's a storage cabinet right in the front here, right between the driver's seat and the slide out. There's a cabinet down there. That's where the G12 is located. So there is a removable panel. It's got 6 screws on this side. There's also another removable panel on the front that can also be used to access that G12 module. What we're going to do is just pull all the screws out. There were 6 screws in this cabinet panel here. Once we have that off, we'll just pry the panel off, and inside here, this is where you're going to see the G12 module right up against this wall. So again, you can access it. There's a removable panel right here as well. This is where your G12 module is going to be in case you do need to access it. This has all the wiring for it. This is where the RVC cables come in. So from the G4 common tap, as well as the other components, this is where it all kind of comes in right here on the G12. Okay, so we're gonna just take a look at this down here. This is found on coaches like the MBL. So we've got the furnace and the water heater. They're located inside here in this cabinet. Both of these will also communicate to the Firefly system. They'll do that by going to, first of all, a junction box located down here. So here's that communication junction box. This will just pop off, and this is where you're gonna see the wires. When you're done with it, they will just pop right back in place. From that junction box, they're going to go up to the CP Plus remote, which is located in the overhead cabinet above the entrance door. So in this overhead cabinet here, this is where you're going to find the CP Plus remote. And this is what kind of translates the information from those devices to the Firefly system. So again, the communication comes into this, and from here it goes off to the G12 module. If this CP Plus is turned on like this, it has the backlight on. Right now, this is what's controlling the water heater and the furnace. So you won't be able to operate it from the Firefly screen right now because this is on. So right now the CP Plus is turned on. So if I try to go to the Truma water heater, it'll tell you that the CP Plus screen is currently in use. Once this goes to sleep, you'll see the light turn down and the backlight will go off. That's when it goes to sleep, and then you can control it from the Firefly screen. Okay, now you see that the backlight is off, so now we should be able to control it from the Firefly screen. There we go. Now the CP Plus has gone to sleep, so you can see that it's ready to be used. The only thing you do see here, again, does say that AquaGo has an error. You'll see that this one does have a warning code on it right now, just because right now our water heater is actually not turned on. Once the water heater is turned on, that symbol will go away and it'll be ready to be used. So the surge protector and transfer switch, it also communicates to the Firefly system. And in that as well, there's also what's called the sea level SOL. It's a tank monitor. It's also connected to that transfer switch because it uses it as almost like a junction box to communicate back to the Firefly system. So it's kind of jumping that signal along. In this case, we're in the MBL again. And if we look inside here, there's a removable panel. We're going to take this panel out. It's just, again, screwed on, 6 screws. Okay, so here's where you're going to see the sea level SOL. This is the tank monitoring system. This also sends a signal by RVC. It'll go back and it's going to be connected to the surge protector, which in turn sends a signal for the transfer switch and the sea level SOL back to the G12 module of the Firefly.